Hey, what's going on, man? It's Coach Raph again, and you're here right now because you're looking for that secret, the secret sauce on how to stay calm consistently during tension with your wife, especially when her mood is shifting. Now, to be clear, I personally help men like yourselves who are well providing husbands who take a lot of pride in providing well for your family, to pouring into taking care of your job and duty as a man. But when you come back home, you're trying to figure out now how to stay calm during these most important moments because there's a lot of time and effort that's going into repairing and going back and forth. Your job now is to be able to figure out how can we stay calm during those moments and lead them better, right? Because right now, you know for a fact that's not happening right now. And this is why you're here. Let's dive in. So the first thing is first. The first thing you have to understand is the why. Come on. Okay, here goes the pen. The first thing you have to understand is the why. Why is this happening? Why is this happening? And it's actually a very quiet reason. And what I see here for you is this. The moment that your wife's mood tends to shift, you immediately ask yourself, what did I do wrong? You ask yourself, what did I do wrong? Right? This is the question that comes to your mind. What happened? And from there, you start to adjust your tone. You start to adjust your energy. You try to explain. You try to go into this fix-it mode because it's what you're used to, right? You want to show that you care. You don't like seeing her when she's down, when she's upset, when she's moody, when things are happening. It impacts you. It affects you, right? And here's the thing I want you to understand. There's some truth to that, but the real truth is this. You're not doing this for her. You say to yourself, you do this because you care. But in actuality, the deeper reason is because you're doing this for yourself. Now, stay with me. You're doing this for yourself because when your wife is more calm, when her mood is more stable, when she's not moody, when she's okay, then from there you feel calm. From there you feel okay. From there you feel in your mind you can go in, handle what you have to handle in a more clearer mind, right? Because for you right now, nothing can move forward until she's back to normal. Which the truth is this, you're good at every other area in life. You're handling your business, you're handling your career, you're handling your discipline in your gym. You're doing all the right things in life. You're leading in those areas. But in this area right here, this is not leadership. I want to be very clear. This is not leadership. Right now, you're operating from a place of dependency. Hopefully you can see that there, right? You're operating from a place of dependency right now, okay? And I'm not even attacking you because I was in the same exact boat as you. Here's what happened with me. I remember myself in my own marriage myself. I would find myself asking my wife things whenever her mood shifts. I'll find myself asking her, hey, what's wrong? Are you okay? Why are you so quiet? Why are you so distant? What is going on? Because again, we go back to the top. It feels like, what did I do wrong? What is going on? It feels like something happened with me. And what can I do to fix it? What can I do to change it? Right? I found myself saying all these things, right? Because my thing was, I was ready to really leave myself completely undone, to do whatever it takes to get her back to making her happy again. But I was honest with myself and I understood. Was this really about making my wife happy? Or was it about making me comfortable in myself because she's not okay right now, right? So this is where the fixing goes into hand. This is where I started to fix more, right? To try to get more clarity from her, to give her the right answers, to provide the solutions, right? That she'll look at me and say, hey man, thank you so much. Except that it doesn't happen that way, right? What will happen is that she will say, I didn't even ask you to do all of that. And now you feel like it's an attack on you now, right? This is where you start to get more defensive. I'm the one providing everything for you right now, putting in my effort, right? I know it because I've been there. I was the same exact man. So I know exactly what you're saying. I know exactly how you handle this right now. And what's happening here is that it's pushing your wife further away, right? Because all she's feeling now is the pressure. And when that pressure builds, you then blow up. You then lose your calm. You then don't stay calm in that moment, even when you know better, right? So let's go deeper. Why does this happen? This happens because it tends to do more about how you're raised, right? You're raised to be a caretaker, right? For myself, I'm the firstborn, right? The firstborn for myself. For you, it's something a bit different. But the point here is that you were raised to take care of others, to look after other people's needs. You have become the fixer. It's also why you're so great at your career, because you take so much pride in going out and providing for your family and pouring in all that effort into making the money to be a well provider for them, right? You fix problems, you fix things, right? You don't want that everybody comes to whenever they need help, right? And you take a lot of pride in this. And the cost is really big. Because now we have to cover the cost. What is happening when we keep on doing this? You now become reactive when you don't want to be. You now over-explain when it should have been a simple 1, 2, 3. You now push harder to try to get her to open up, when in actuality it should have been the opposite. When this all happens, she feels the pressure, not your care, right? And that pressure pushes her further away, not closer to you. And the good man that you know you are, the man who provides well, gets overshadowed because of now you having to do all this, where you now lose your composure due to the frustration of her not seeing it. And that's all she sees now in that moment, right? And I'll make this very clear. The main reason why this is costing you is because of this. You're taking responsibility. Taking responsibility for things that were never yours to carry. All right? You are taking responsibility for things that were never yours to carry. This is why it feels so heavy, why everything feels there's so much weight on your shoulders right now, because it feels like you're carrying the world on your shoulders, where some things are meant for you to carry and others were not. Okay? Which now brings me to the how. How can we solve this? How can we get this down packed properly? Okay? Well, this is exactly what I teach my clients on a daily basis here. And this is the foundation of how you're able to maintain your calm consistently. Whenever there's tension and your wife's mood is changing, this is how you're going to do this properly. Okay? So I put this into a simple 4-square grid like this. All right? On the top part here, the top right is going to be you. This is going to be her. Same thing with you on the bottom left, her right there. Okay? Now, to be very clear, on this side here, this will be your relationship. On the bottom side here, this will be the individual. Okay? Relationship on the top half, and then you have your, let me make sure it's straight for you, and then you have your individual. I gotta make this straight for you. Individual on the bottom part here for you. Okay? Relationship top, individual here. So what happens on the top left is what I'm seeing here is this is where you're doing a lot of good. This is where I say you're responsible to. When you're in a relationship, you're responsible to each other. And you're doing an amazing job at this. This is where you're providing, right? Providing well financially. This is where you're pouring in with your efforts, right? This is where you are going out and making it happen, right? And to make this very clear, I'm basing this off of a simple traditional relationship here, and this is what I do for myself, and I'm assuming it's the same thing for you too as well, but it's a traditional relationship. So to put it like this, you are providing well financially, providing well, you're pouring in your effort, you're doing a lot right now for the relationship. And at the same time, on her side, what you would want from your wife is you want her to probably give you something else, right? You want her to be able to maybe give you some support, emotionally. Maybe you want her to clean, cook, right? Maybe you want her to be able to speak with respect, right? Maybe you want her to. It could be anything you want here, right? I'll leave it at this for now, right? But now the point of the matter is this. This is what you guys are, how this is how you guys are both responsible to the actual relationship. But now on the bottom side, we go to the individual. How are you guys individually responsible? What are you responsible for individually? Well, for yourself, that'll be your mood, your emotions, your boundaries, your physical health, right? Your health. How are you eating? How are you taking care of yourself, right? Your be your friends, right? Social circle. And here's the thing. Same thing will be with her. What is she responsible for? That'll be her mood, her emotions, her boundaries, health, friends, social life, right? Outside of you. These are all things that she has to take care of for herself. All right. Now, the point of the matter is this. What happens here, to make this clear for you, is you are doing well, like I told you on the top part here. You're pouring in a lot so much. The problem is that when you pour in all of this, right, what you want to typically do is you want to get in return some kind of support emotionally. You want her to be able to be feminine, nurturing, right, taking care of you, handling these things, speaking to you with respect. But when you don't get that, you realize that she's not handling her stuff down here, which is her mood, her emotions, her boundaries, right? So on and so forth. Right now, we're focusing heavily on her mood right now in this video, right? So her mood changes. And from there, you now leave this top section here and cross over into trying to take care of her mood, something that only she is individually responsible for. You focus on this, right? Remember how I told you originally you're carrying a lot of weight that shouldn't be yours to carry, which is why it feels like it's overwhelming? Well, this is what happened here. You focused on her mood. You crossed over a boundary into something that only she can take care of. She's the only person that can change or choose to change her mood. You can try to influence it, but she's the only person that can desire to change it, which means that you are now at the whim of her if you choose to have to take responsibility for it. So you cross over and you add now more weight onto your table, onto yourself, by taking responsibility for her mood. She doesn't want to change it right away. You feel like, what's going on? I'm going to keep pouring in more, trying to get her to change. But what you missed now, what you realize is that you lost track of the bottom left section, this section here, because this section is actually your mood, your emotions, your boundaries, your reactions, how you handle yourself, because you're so focused on trying to make sure that she is good first. How can you stay calm when all of your energy and focus is into getting to provide well financially and then cross the boundary and take care of her moods, her emotions, her behaviors, her reactions, right? How can you stay calm? Because now you have no more time left to be able to go pour back into yourself and fix your mood and handle your emotions, which is in your control. So now when you do that, what happens left? You do all this and you don't get the top right. The support emotionally, because now she pulls away. The cleaning, the cooking, the respect, the love, the appreciation, right? All that goes away from her. She pulls away. All because you're trying to think like, hey, if I do all of this up top here, which you're doing well already, and I try to help her fix these down here, then from there, I'll get that. Doesn't work like that. So what is the solution here? What is the solution here? How do you maintain this? Don't overcomplicate it. All that you do, all that I do, all that my clients are doing right now, we shift the focus on our foundation. We focus on our left side. Only here. Focus on the left side. Keep doing what you're doing up top here. But now instead, you draw a line and you say, you know what? I'm going to focus only on this area going forward. My mood, my emotions, my boundaries, my health. Take better care of yourself, because when you do this properly, now you're not only just going to grow yourself in a relationship, but now you're showing her that, hey, this is my responsibility and it's your job to take care of your moods and your emotions and your reactions. Now, when you do this properly, you're setting an example for her. right? You don't have to wait for her to take care of things. You start doing it yourself. You start showing her an example of how you move as a man, how you handle your emotions, how you handle your moods, how you handle your day. You come back home from a long day of work. How do you handle yourself? How do you handle your emotions and your reactions? When there's an argument and whenever there's tension, how do you handle your behavior in that moment there? You demonstrate it first. Because when she gets a demonstration, she sees how you move. She sees how you operate. And that's when the shift begins to come. Because now you're not trying to chase to get her to fix things. You're not trying to get her to be calm so you can be calm. You now become the calm. And then she sees that. When she sees that, she begins to shift on herself. And the better now she takes care of herself, she now pours back into the relationship with more support, emotionally, taking care of things, cooking, right? Feeling that energy that you want, right? The weight comes off of your shoulders. You feel a sense of calm, right? This is all part of what I mean when I say handling your responsibilities. Some people think they're doing it already, and you are. You are handling your responsibilities already on the top left, but you're also handling things that are not yours to handle. Shift it back over to you. Take back control of what you can control. And from there, you will become the example that you're looking for, and you will receive what you're looking for inside of your marriage. Okay? So this right here alone is one of the quietest ways for you to actually shift the way that you are handling the tension and emotions with your wife. So now no matter what you do, you can feel this sense of calm every single time you're going through tension and you're noticing her moods. Go back to what is your responsibilities. You have the why now. You know exactly how to do this, but I'll be straight and honest with you. This right here is only the tip of the iceberg. Like I told you, this is the foundational work. But underneath this, there's a lot more that you have to understand. And so right now in this part of the video, you have two options. You can stop the video right now and go check out my other videos that you can learn more about how to do this properly right on my page and get more from there. Or if you're saying to yourself right now that you really want to understand this properly and you want to stop going in circles and do this consistently, the key word is consistently, then stick around for a couple more minutes because I want to show you exactly how I can possibly help you do this. Again, my name is Coach Raph, as you probably already know, and I specialize in helping well-providing husbands like yourself stay calm during tension with your wives. The key here is doing this without long talks, without having to go back and forth. You're a busy man. You're handling a lot right now, right? You don't have time to be going back and forth and repairing and going back and forth and repairing, right? We want to be able to get to the place where we can consistently stay calm and lead these moments. And the main reason that I find men like yourself, the men that I actually work with on a daily basis, they struggle to actually do this by themselves is not because you don't know what to do. It's not because you don't have the information. We are living in the AI age right now where you can get information out of it just like that, right? It's because you're not actually sure what's stopping you from consistently doing it. So you're going in circles. And this is what a coach is for. I've been where you are. I've been exactly where you are. And I went through my own divorce at the age of 25, right? Because I didn't understand how to consistently do this. I had the ideas, I had the information, but I didn't know exactly how to consistently do it. Which is why I began to take the time to pour into myself to properly understand this knowledge, to invest into it. I hired my first coach. I think you noticed before, I hired my first coach. I paid $6,000 for my first coach to understand this, right? Because I knew for a fact my next marriage, which I'm in right now, my current marriage, I had to be able to understand how to not make the same mistakes again, all right? So I've helped men like yourself, hundreds of men across the globe, and I can help you too as well if you're the right man who's saying to yourself, hey, I want to actually understand this properly. And the first step is simple. It's always this simple. It's called a calm man audit. And it's a private one-on-one session with me where I help you understand what is truly blocking that calm that you're trying to consistently demonstrate with your wife during those moments. And when we know what's blocking it, we can now begin to understand how to maintain it consistently. What's next is very simple. Just go down below, press the link, and go ahead and request a calm man audit from me. From there, I'll provide you more details on how it actually works. And of course, if it makes sense for you, then from there, I hope to actually see you soon. Again, my name is Coach Raph, and thanks for watching with me, man. That's calm.